I gripped the steering wheel tightly, my knuckles turning white as I navigated the desolate stretch of road. It was late at night, and the darkness wrapped around my car like a suffocating shroud. I should have known better than to take this shortcut through the heart of the woods, but I was running late and thought it would save me time. The headlights cut through the blackness, revealing nothing but towering trees on either side of the narrow road. The silence was eerie, broken only by the sound of my own heartbeat echoing in my ears. I felt a knot forming in my stomach, a growing unease that something was not right. But I shook off the feeling, telling myself it was just my imagination playing tricks on me. Suddenly, I saw a figure standing on the side of the road up ahead. I squinted, trying to make out who or what it was. As I got closer, my heart skipped a beat. It was a woman, dressed in a tattered white gown, her long, unkempt hair cascading over her face. She held out a bloodied hand, her pleading eyes locked onto mine. I slammed on the brakes, bringing the car to a screeching halt. Panic welled up inside me as I debated whether to help her or drive away. But before I could make a decision, the woman vanished into thin air. A chill ran down my spine, and a cold sweat broke out on my forehead. Shaking off the shock, I forced myself to continue driving. But the road seemed to stretch on forever, leading me deeper into the heart of darkness. The trees loomed over me, their gnarled branches resembling skeletal fingers reaching out to grab me. As I drove further, the atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive. The air turned thick and suffocating, making it difficult to breathe. Shadows danced on the periphery of my vision, and I could have sworn I heard whispered voices carried on the wind. A piercing scream shattered the silence, and I slammed on the brakes once again. My heart pounded in my chest as I peered into the darkness, trying to locate the source of the cry, but there was nothing. Just an endless expanse of trees and darkness. Fear gnawed at my sanity, but I had to keep going. I couldn't afford to be stranded here at the mercy of whatever malevolent force inhabited this forsaken place. I pressed down on the accelerator, desperately seeking an escape from this nightmare. But the road seemed to twist and turn, leading me in circles. The same landmarks kept appearing, mocking my attempts to escape. The forest seemed alive, closing in around me, its branches stretching across the road like skeletal arms, blocking my path. A flicker of movement caught my eye in the rearview mirror. I glanced back, my heart seizing in my chest. A face materialized in the darkness, its features contorted into a grotesque mask of terror and pain. It was the woman in the white gown, her eyes wide with agony. She lunged at the car, her hands clawing at the windows, leaving bloody smears behind. I screamed, my voice lost in the cacophony of her haunting wails. I swerved the car, trying to shake her off, but she clung to it with an otherworldly strength. In a last-ditch effort to escape, I abandoned the car and ran blindly into the woods. The trees seemed to close in on me, their branches snatching at my clothes and tearing at my skin. I stumbled and fell, my breath coming in ragged gasps as I struggled to get up. As I looked around in desperation, I realized I was back where I started. The road lay before me, the car parked just as I had left it. The woman in the white gown stood in the distance, her sad eyes filled with an unending sorrow. With a heavy heart, I walked toward her, knowing there was no escape from this nightmare. The forest swallowed me whole, and as the darkness enveloped me, I became yet another lost soul trapped in its eternal grasp, and the road, forever haunted, claimed another victim that night.